It's the Easter weekend. Hope you're having a good one, because the boys in the Grand Forks Fire Rescue Department, they're busy. To cap off an already busy week, they've been busy with fires that have been set by you. That's right, you. Putting out stubble fires, grass fires that get out of control. People start to get worried. Maybe their houses, barns, maybe hydro poles nearby. So, today, at just before 1 p.m., I tracked down the fire department. They were responding to two simultaneous fires at opposite ends of the valley. Yes, indeed. At the west end of the valley, there was a grass fire that they responded to, and thankfully it wasn't that bad, and they were there to help out. At the other end of the valley on Gilpin Road, another grass stubble fire in the clearing, and it looked like it might actually go after a hydro pole that was there. So, on my way over there, from the west end of the valley, I noticed all these scars on people's properties where people had been doing the same thing. Now, here's that fire, and some words from Deputy Fire Chief Kevin McKinnon. So I'm here with Deputy Fire Chief Kevin McKinnon on Gilpin Road.
1600 something.
1600 something, Gilpin Road. And there's a fire in the clearing here. Maybe you can give me some more information about that.
Basically, it was a controlled grass fire that little bit of breeze kicked up and just pushed it a little outside of where the residents were comfortable dealing with it themselves. We had a little bit getting below a power pole there, and obviously we want to make sure that that's taken care of. So we came out to do that. Yep. As it turns out, we have a second call on the other end of town.
Whitehall, yeah, I saw that.
So we actually had a second set of trucks out dealing with another one that happened to occur at the exact same time. So.
This is a really busy time. As driving here through the valley, I see lots and lots of black scars where people have been burning the stubble, right?
Well, not only that, when I was on my way out to this call, I knew the address and I knew roughly where it was, but I was like, about 5 or 6 different spots along the way, or there's more smoke, but it is that time of year and people are burning. But the really important thing that everybody has to remember when they are doing this type of burning at this time of year is it is dry. There is a lot of fuel on the ground because we didn't have that many fires last year. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't take much for a little tiny bit of breeze to kick in and push the fire where you're not ready. So fortunately the folks here had their tools out. They had a hose ready, so it was reasonably controlled when we got here. But that's the biggest thing, is everybody's got to remember when they are doing burning to have enough hoses and enough hand tools and enough people. Call your friends over when you're doing burning, because that'll help keep it under control.
And never turn your back on a fire.
And never turn your back on it, because it doesn't take long. It's a little bit of breeze changes direction, and all of a sudden it's gone not where you were expecting it to.
Well, thank you. So when you're called out to this kind of a situation here on private property, does this end up costing the property owner anything extra, or?
It would depend. I mean, if it's accidental, then it's covered. If it was something that was deliberate or there was real negligence, then there could be. But in a case like this is just part of our fire protection coverage.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. You guys have been really busy this week, though.
It's been a very busy week, yeah. And with the weather being what it is, I expect the rest of the weekend will continue that way, probably.
Oh, gee. So they're not getting much of an Easter, and most of these guys are volunteers. So be careful out there. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thanks, Les.
Okay. After I left that fire, I decided I would head back across the valley following Gilpin and then Carson Road, just to show you what the scars look like and what people are doing. Now, when I came up Almond Garden, heading back to the bridge and town, I came across this site. Now, what you're looking at here is two guys who are in the process of doing exactly that. They're burning the stubble in the field out beside the front of the house. But if you'll notice, the wind direction the smoke is traveling in, it's traveling toward the house. Now, I shot this and then I drove back to town, and before I got to Spraggett Bridge, I could hear the call going out to the fire department guys to head over the Almond Gardens Road. They had just finished with the other fires. They really hadn't had much of a chance to do anything, but they had to go back out there. So here's the footage from that. Now, as you look at that footage, you might notice that there's some signs there that show that the high-pressure gas line that runs through the valley runs right under this property. In fact, the fire you're looking at is over top of that gas line. It beggars the imagination. If there was some sort of a minor leak there, what could happen? But then again, I'm sure they make those lines pretty solid and bury them pretty good. But still, they're putting out fires set by people. That's what they're doing on their long weekends. Remember, the only 2 guys in this whole thing are actually paid. The rest of the people here are volunteers. They're guys just like you and me, but they're out there helping out. So, kudos to the fire department, and to all you people out there burning stubble, remember, the wind direction can change. Never ever turn your back on a fire. I'm Les Johnson for GFTV and the Boundary Sentinel here in Grand Forks, wondering what's going to happen tomorrow.